pastry should be golden brown, it should be beautifully puffed up, it should have a hollow inside which is dry, although not too dry. All of the ingredients listed in the description box below: milk, water, sugar, salt and butter, which you want to cut into cubes. That's quite important because we want it to melt all at the same time. Put that into a saucepan. Sift your flour onto a piece of baking paper or parchment paper so that we can add it nice and quickly and easily. And then you want to take a wooden spoon. So you want to take these three things and we're going to head over to the heat. Over a medium heat, you firstly want to allow your butter to melt. Once it's melted, it will come to the boil. As soon as it comes to the boil, you want to tip your flour in all at once. Then take your wooden spoon and start stirring really quickly, really quite vigorously. Keep stirring, it'll then become nice and smooth like that. At that point you want to then stir it around quite slowly. We're trying to dry the mixture out a little bit. You'll see a film will develop on the bottom of the pan, that's perfectly normal. Keep going and after a few minutes you can remove it from the heat. Tip that into a bowl, spread it out a little bit and just leave that to cool for a good 5 minutes. Once that's cool, you can then begin to incorporate your eggs. I'm going to do it by hand using my wooden spoon. If you have a stand mixer, by all means use that. Just use your paddle attachment. Break in your first egg and beat it till it's completely smooth. Add your second egg and beat again till it's completely smooth. With your last egg, you just want to break it into a little bowl. Give it a little whisk just to break it up. And we're only going to add as much of this as we need in order to get to the right consistency. This is the consistency you're looking for. Test it by running your spoon through the mixture and it should slowly come back together after a few seconds. The exact amount of egg you need to add each time you make choux pastry will vary, as it depends on your flour, it depends on the temperature of your bowl, it depends on how long you've dried your mixture out for over the heat. But it's very important that you get your pastry to the right consistency, because if you add even just a little bit too much egg, you'll end up with quite a soft choux which won't puff up. If you don't add enough egg, you'll end up with tough choux which won't rise properly because of the lack of steam. So you may find that you don't need any of this final egg at all. So before going any further, check your mixture. Do that test. Pull your spoon through the center and see if after a few seconds it closes back together. If it does, then you've finished. Mine isn't doing that yet. I'm just going to add a very little bit of egg, beat again, test it again. Mine's still taking quite a long time to come back together. Just add a tiny bit more, beat it again, test it, and that's the consistency that I'm looking for. So now that the pastry's made, you need to use it straight away. So simply pipe it into your chosen shape. You could pipe it into little beads to make into choux puffs, cream puffs, or profiteroles. You could pipe it into longer batons for eclairs. I like to bake this at 190 degrees Celsius, but obviously depending on the size of the thing that I've piped, the baking times will vary. You'll find separate videos on my channel, and I'll link them down below, where I make this choux pastry into cream puffs, profiteroles, eclairs, and in each of those videos I'll go into detail about piping them and exactly how to make them from this point onwards. Subscribe if you'd like to see more simplified French patisserie videos, and I'll see you next time.